All right, guys, I wanted to check in. There's a lot of controversy with the new Whoop 5.0. A lot of stuff about the fact that it was supposed to be a free upgrade for life. At least that was, I think, everybody's understanding, as long as you paid for the subscription. And they're charging for the devices, which is a little bit crazy to me. I suppose if you're just getting into Whoop and you get a 5.0, that's pretty awesome. So the new 5.0, just briefly, it has a lot of the same features, unless you pay for a much higher subscription. It's supposed to be a little bit smaller, but from all the reviews that I'm seeing, it looks like it's just about the same size, 7% smaller. I did see a disturbing video that, I guess it's not really disturbing, but that they think that it might be using the same sensors, but then I read a contradicting article about that said that it was actually new sensors. The other problem is I saw that the quantified scientist, I think his name is, on YouTube, who's excellent if you want like real data about how good a device is, was pretty much saying that the heart rate data was right on par with the 4. Now, the caveat to that, in my opinion, is that the 4, when it's on your wrist and you're doing wrist flexion exercises, is not great. However, they sell a lot of accessories, bicep bands and bicep sleeves and shorts and underwear and t-shirts that I have heard is a lot more accurate. I know at least on my arm band or in my arm sleeve, it's very accurate. I love it for jiu-jitsu. I love it for a lot of all-around things. Whoop is great if you don't want to actually track things and you want to just let it tell you how you did that day. You could go do a strength workout, a run, a jiu-jitsu session, and it would pick up on it. Now, it would only pick up on it if you've already given it a lot of the data so that it kind of knows, oh, this is what it looks like when he or she does this activity, right? It will auto pick up certain exercises, running, walking, stuff like that right away, when it can tell with your accelerometer and stuff. So there is some real good stuff. I love it for recovery. I love it for other things. I've had Whoop, left Whoop, went back to Whoop, all kinds of stuff, and I always find myself making my way back to it. Same thing with smartwatches, right? I've had iPhones, I've had Garmin watches, I've had Amazfit watches, and I always end up back at Apple. I think the perfect combination is an Apple Watch. Doesn't matter if it's SE, one of the series watches, 9, 10, whatever, or the Apple Watch Ultra. I love the Ultra just because I love how it looks. I like the big rugged watch, so I rock both. My biggest benefit of using the actual Whoop is that I put it in an arm sleeve, and I wear it to jiu-jitsu, boxing, running, and I get a lot of good data from it. Sometimes I even wear it and just track the run so that I don't have to watch my watch. I know that it's supposed to be a nice, easy run, and I don't want to actually look at my watch sometimes because I don't know if everybody's like this, but when I see a pace, I try to beat my own pace and all kinds of stuff when it's supposed to be an easy run. So, at the end of the day, I do think the Whoop is still worth it. I think that what they did to people who are upgrading is a little shady. I really hope they didn't use the exact same heart rate sensors and only make the device 7% smaller. It seems a little bit crazy of an upgrade. I do suppose that they said that it went from basically 5 days to 14 days of battery life. Now, I get about 4 days of battery life, more so than any more than that. So if I get anywhere close to 14, that's a giant upgrade. And I suppose for $50, my kids are yelling in the background. I suppose for $50, there's it's a worthwhile upgrade. But when you're paying a subscription fee to get to the next device, it's a little crazy. But I do have some good news for some of you guys that don't care about the new latest or greatest device. I have an Upcycle kit. So basically my 5.0 comes today because I'm a psychopath and I got the 5.0. My device comes today and it's going to have an Upcycle kit, which basically means that I can take my Whoop 4.0, put it in the box. I have probably 3 or 4 bands. I'd have to really look. I have a bicep band and an arm sleeve that all No, not the arm sleeve, I'm sorry. But everything else, that all only works with the 4.0, which is another big issue with upgrading to the 5.0. And if it's the same sensors and they're saying a lot of the features come with 4.0, there's really no point to upgrade. But I have an upgrade kit, so that way you can actually, I'll send it out to somebody. That you just got to send me like $10 or something for shipping. Maybe less. Just shoot me a message and I can get back to you. But you know, I'd be happy to give it to somebody. I think it gives you 2 free months, and if you sign up, it gives me a little bit of credit on my account. I'd love to keep the Whoop. I'm a teacher, I'm a dad, I'm a coach, I'm all these things. I love the device for that, but the affordability is a little bit tough sometimes, so anything helps. Plus, you get a couple free months, so I think it would be awesome. So, again, I'm not going to dive into the specifics of all the 5.0 and stuff like that. It's a newer device with some newer features. There's another device that came out that adds blood pressure monitoring and a bunch of other stuff, but the subscription's a little bit too high for my liking. So I think if you're like a fitness enthusiast or someone that's really interested in recovery more than just working out, which I'm starting to get to realize is just as important, then I think Whoop's the way to go. So do me a favor. I'd like to do more videos like this, but I don't have the time. So like, subscribe, and click my link if you want to sign up for Whoop. You can start off with a 5.0 on your own, or I do have one Whoop 4.0 that I'm willing to upcycle to somebody that really needs it, and it will come with some bands and some stuff like that. I think I have 3 or 4 bands, something like that. But anyways, I know that I'm kind of all over the place, but I don't really care. I like doing these videos for fun. I don't have time to sit down and edit them. You know what I'm saying. But click my link and give Whoop a try. I think for people that really like recovery, the subscription price, if you buy it in like a yearly cost, at the yearly cost and not just the monthly, I think it can be kind of worth it. I mean, people like to spend crazy money on supplements and other things like that, but when it comes to certain devices, they're not willing to pay the price. So it's kind of up to you. Again, Whoop doesn't pay me at all. I do love my Whoop. Like I said, I've left and come back multiple times, and I rock an Apple Watch. So anyways, enough of me rambling. We got all have a great day. I do probably plan on kind of diving into the 5.0 to give you guys some data points, but I'll let you know. All right. See you guys later.